Hello, this is Dr. Mia Lueth, and it is started at 12:27, 22:10 a.m. Eastern U.S. seaboard, Earth side, and 988 is the uh, three-digit number if you're on Earth, anyway. And you need something you just know your life heading down the toilet for some reason, real or imagined, everyone. 988 is new in the United States. So, 911, right, can get you what you need in 988, but 988 is meant for this. You don't know. I don't know what I need, but I know I need something. All right, panic, crisis. Yeah, that's when you do it right away. Okay. A lot of people, you know, can prepare for emergencies, but some emergencies you just can't. And some life changes can really kind of kick your ass, no matter who you are. That's the point. So admitting these things is helpful because you just have to kind of not be so hard on your own self sometimes, right? Because other people, right? It's you. It is possible to keep a certain state of mind available to you. Okay, and so the more you reinforce that construct, the easier it becomes to kind of pass through the dark and gloomy and not worry. And yes, so it's not as though it cannot be taught. And those who teach certain types of thinkers might be slower, but there are people who have the patience for that and they know how to do it. So, um, music and mathematics in the United States, uh, people want to say Western music, but, mathematicians, Pythagoreans, right? So things are related in ways that music can help teach science, and science can help make music. So if it's fun and memorable, more likely, yeah, especially if it's working both sides of the brain. With males, because of biology, it's a little bit different, but not much. Just females, corpus callosum, and so some will say males are more one side of the brain or not, but that doesn't necessarily have to be honest. So, hands-on is always helpful, even for those who fit the American Disabilities Act qualifications. So, you know, uh, as much stimulus as you can provide helps little brains understand a little better, including tactile. All humans need tactile rearing. Okay? Truth, fact, reality. All humans need tactile stimulus. Okay? They just do. All right. So after a while, if they can't get it one place, they will go looking in other. There's so many truths about humankind in general that sort of breaking down all the differences. How much better everyone is than everybody else. I don't freaking care, right? But I needed to get on because I have maybe about 2 days before I will be able to use borrowed equipment that I can um, use for my documentary. I'm hoping because um, I'm not really 100% sure that this person can come through with it, but we'll see. I don't know. That's the hope anyway. Yeah, well, I don't think that there may not be transportation for it to me, which is the issue. But um, so I wanted to kind of get to a certain stopping point um, where it's sort of a good level so I can start doing other things documentary related. But I still need to do kind of like a daily diary, which is what I'm doing now, and those don't take very long. It's just a little update. There's been a tiny little bit of activity that I can perceive, but the light still doesn't work. So the activity that's the thing is like for some reason it just happens really quickly around me, and so it's kind of like I have no choice but to receive. Okay, all right, let's find out what the hell that was. So I could be getting visions, but I do, holy Christ, check everything. Now, other people may not do that, all right, but it is proper to do that. Especially anyone feels as though they are highly confused about anything. If you just sort of, yes, just say, oh, no, you can do the thinking for me, Jesus, because hell if I know. Mm-hmm. Sometimes doesn't have to be always, okay, but um I am not on student mode. I'm always on student mode, I'll put it to you that way. Like maybe some of us, you know, see ourselves as lifelong learners, so we just know we can learn something right to the point of last breath, to be honest with everyone, right? And sometimes it's your mistakes, but it's why I'm grateful to some people, even though I know it's like not always easy to admit things, and who share with other people, right, things that they did that some of us can learn from. I'm MC Hammer is one that I learned from. um he you know came out blazing. See what I'm saying, everybody? And a lot of people still to this day know hammer time and still wear hammer pants. There are people who still wear hammer pants, still rocking the hammer pants. A lot of people know about hammer time, okay? Right. But, he learned hard lessons, trying to be very giving and trusting, and, uh, didn't wasn't aware of, how quickly money can go. And where it goes, and yeah, it kind of just takes you, and then you're just standing there like, what the hell just happened? So bankruptcy and things like that. Well, I had to file bankruptcy, but it wasn't because of anything to do with that. Well, illness, and just I didn't have any proper support. Dying family members, trying to adjust to that. Well, I need a little catch up on the adjustment to that, but regardless, MC Hammer's one who, you know, went around and said point blank, here's some things you need to know. I remember watching the Arsenio Hall show, I think. hmm So I'm older, everybody. If and in the U.S., if you know these shows, right? If you don't, it's okay. But that's why I say mature adults, because likely some people, at least in the U.S., or people who, yeah, watch U.S. shows like 12 years later, Well, that happens all over the planet too. Like, yeah. But yep. And so I learned to be very cautious and a little bit wary about who I was dealing with or talking to and what kind of, reputation they have. And mm, I mean, I I can't say that I honestly ever set out in any way purposefully to like be in the entertainment industry or anything like that. However, I kind of been on the side of it and around it, and just know that sometimes you can be pushed by others who may not have your best interest at heart, and money is can be used as a corrupter to some, but because others say, okay, well, here I pulled this stupid, I was thinking, and then so be a little more understanding and cautious of your own money, everyone. All right, yeah. Um, but there are people I just wary around because it's just nope, no, just this one. All right, get out of my way. No, we will not be. No. Okay, then I'm going this way. So I've had to be highly aloof and alert since I was a little kid. And so for me, I've had a lot more practice than some. So, not everyone is like that. And not everyone has to be like that. Okay. But um, it does tend to leave certain types of individuals more open to an acute, almost deadly, possibly could be deadly attack of stress. Uh, right. You're open to high empathy. It can actually kill you. Yeah. And that is a problem. Okay. So, death or no death, I'm at this juncture just fully aware that, I don't really need to fight because I was born with human rights. It's still the same. But letting some people know, my own country, okay, here's some things that maybe would help. So if like the AMA, American Medical Association, were like, just hey, always put something, forms and everything. They should just say, do not have biological family history. Check. Okay, don't say adopted because their biological parents run away. They don't. Just does not have. But I've seen things that says patient refuses to give. I'm like, refuses to give. I don't have, so I cannot give. I mean, watch your verbal stuff. Uh, Autocrats. Okay? No, you get checked first, then. And if nobody's more perfect than you, then fine. Okay? Right. But it should just be a standard in medical and dental offices. Yes, so the thing says no biological family history available. Check. Okay. It makes it very clear, like, can't even go thinking that way, docs. Can't even go thinking that way. And nobody, that's not true. That is a false statement. Medical people handling all of my medical things. False accusation. It's wrong and it's false. And it does not describe inaccuracy, anything. Other than, this all could go so much better. and much more quickly with a higher understanding. Okay, every single medical form. Where you want genetic history, they're biological kids. People take off on them, what the hell they know. Or they die, right? So it's not just adopted, okay? So that, right, so that you don't look at your medical records later and see that some medical record put patient refused to provide. That's false. And it gives doctors and the people who interpret, okay, right, maybe not the same idea. I mean, you guys get your shit together too, please. I get it. Right, coping with stress. This is what I'm saying. So stress should be a life management skill taught from an early age. Coping skills. That goes in with time management. But they also learn that while, yes, you must be in this class at the same time. You see? Right. Okay. There are thinkers who sometimes top down. There are thinkers who sometimes bottom up. There are thinkers who go this way, and there are thinkers who go that way. They go this way, and they go this way. Get it? Right. That's all I'm saying to anyone. Okay. But I still have a situation that has not resolved, and I'm not really sure. So I'm expecting some things. I have been losing weight. I needed to lose weight. I have no idea. Somebody cast a spell and it fucking clobbered me. And I'd like to know why. Oh, because other people had love spells on me too. That's when it starts getting deadly. Okay? Well, you can't put me in that situation without, right, somebody knowing, and then you, right, get put in for murder. Okay. Angels, other beings that humans may not know about. And I don't really think most of them do. Yeah. Humans, sometimes you're the killers and nobody made you do it. Okay. But there's a plan for that too. Right. So I do need to get stitched. Yes, my appointment's not till, yeah, by the time I get to my appointment, I confuse days. And yeah, I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Yeah, by the time I get there. So I'll just have to suture myself. I have a small suture kit. Yeah, now that I can touch it because it was so painful. Yeah, now I can do it. So I can just do that myself. I mean, I can tell when stuff's like not okay. But I think the antibiotics have kicked in a little, which is good because yes, highly infected area. Right. When it's so hot that, like, even if it's, see, it was maybe 29 degrees Fahrenheit yesterday about. Yes, and I was outside, so I was out and I was, yeah, probably my hands to a certain, and like, yeah, and then I touched it and it's like, well, you know what? Yes, my hand is completely warm, like body. Yes, much faster than this one. Okay. Yes, up that cold right up. Oh, yes, inflammation. So there are people who have to deal with things that you may not be able to see with your own two eyes, whether you are sighted or non-sighted in any way. Okay, so not everybody can, you know, just be as spontaneous as they might want to. And sometimes that's okay too, right? But Um, you know, medical people do need to kind of understand in the US some basic premises of maybe signs of post-traumatic stress. So even if you go to the dentist, or you go to any, yes, something, you don't have to ask questions, but um, you know, if there are people who seem to you that, right, well, I mean, don't just throw them in an institution or something. Crazy people. The normal people are really scary. Yeah, like, whoa. Oh, I don't know about that now. Oh, no. No, you're not that charming at all. Anyway, yeah, I've learned so much about the American medical system and insurance companies because trying to work your way through that is like, yeah, a full-time stressful job. My own government. Please listen to an honest, caring American citizen who's not embellishing. I have degrees in certain things. I'm well educated. And it just gets to the point where, yeah, I understand. I understand why people are starting to self medicate. I mean, what other choices do they have, actually? They don't do that. So I am grateful that at least the state of Maryland did create a pilot program. Okay. Now, this was one of the reasons for having God Cares Ministries out in Maryland. Okay. Right. Because in the description, one of is finding where there appears to be a lack of something and pointing it out. Okay. Right. Now, it could be to the government, but it could be to the church, or it just could be to a small community. I understand. So, dental, right? Yep. The teeth issues can kill you quick. Absolutely. This is true. Okay. And I had some kind of carditis. And I forget which one, I don't know. But oh, yeah, it dropped me for 3 whole days and then got me again a little later. Okay. It could have been bad dental work. Well, I never went back to that dentist. Oh yeah, the dentist who started just like, yep, going at me with the drill. Just walks in all nonchalant, happy, all nonchalant. Ow! Oh, what's the matter? Didn't I give you enough Novocaine? Well, you didn't give me any. I am not in good hands. Hi. Sometimes it is the doctor or the dentist. Okay. Right. You think I'm going to go back to that dentist? Well, you got to report this shit because it's going to do it to somebody else, people. Don't just save yourself, save someone else while you're doing it. There you go. There's some efficiency for everybody. Stop the one who doesn't. So they can't do it to anyone else or she. That's why it's a double edged sword. It's always worth it. And nobody can put any kind of doubt in my mind about that. So I don't know who the big tough guys seem to think they are, but they're not that big and they're not that tough. And all right, I have things that I need to take care of, but I am still looking for a source. So anybody who mediums, what any kind of gifts, any kind, even discernation, if it's right handed or left handed, okay? Okay, but yes, that cannot destroy. I won't let anybody do that. You understand? Right? I won't let anybody, like, even if somebody did it for me for free, like, take a death hit. Okay. If it's meant for them, then it's coming for them. Okay. And at a certain point, there are people who know nothing can be done about that. Okay. But for me, yes, there is something that can be done about it. You can just plea and plea and plea. Please shorten the days for them. Okay. There's no need to make them suffer. And trust me, right, mercy kills. Mercy kills. But I do mean other life other than just human life. You understand? So, me, well, I'll put it to you this way. I am grateful I have a planet to live on and opportunities that sometimes come along and all these things, okay? But sometimes there are a lot of people who may be trying to read me in a certain kind of way with any kind of gifts. And just be aware that you might be picking up on somebody else's thoughts. Okay. Yeah. I kept picking up on something that, and I wasn't really sure. So I just, okay, holy Christ, oh no. I'll let you, yes, see about that. All right. But some people are absolutely not supposed to have the third eye, or they're not supposed to have that. You understand? Okay. It's not healthy. It can kill some of them. It isn't good for anybody. At certain stages of development, understood? And there are people who may be already open and active for one, not all. Right. So, you know, well, if you know that, if you have the foresight or the precognitive ability or the, you know, second sight, okay, I'm not really sure if all those things are the same, but those are terminologies that, without having any kind of war of words or any issues, no cleverness needed. hmm That is something that can be prayed through a mail to the church. Okay. So some females may not like that very much. And I can understand, but there are procedures. And also, all right, when it comes to females, okay, even if you have not accepted the Holy Christ, okay, you can still ask for intercession from, right, Mary. Okay, right. She's an intercessor. All right, she's a she, and some females need just female help. You see what I'm saying? All the time. Yes, sometimes. Well, I even, yeah, I'll do it. Sometimes like, oh, I don't. Yeah, just do like, yes, masculine free things, shall we? hmm So let's do that. Yeah, exactly. Well, it's just, I can't say the feminine and masculine are arbitrary, though. Okay, but some people in transition, it's very confusing, and there aren't that many who are, yes, hopeful in that aspect. So I'm just, there, a lot of you will lose conversation with me, contact. hmm Uh, because it's the right thing to do. Yes. Archangel Michael, just keep going slowly backward, Lucifer. Just keep going slowly backward. Okay? I know. Excitement builds when things slow down. hmm Yeah. Um, something is getting undone. Okay, humans, no matter where you are or what belief system. Okay. hmm But yes, that's how it felt to me. I'm gonna be honest, everyone. If I look at the Holy Christ, like, okay, he's the Son of God, brother to us now. Okay, right? But it's just like I don't know, brother. I gotta be honest with you. I think a lot of them need like a faith refill, some extra light or some extra. Also, yeah, some of them can be brought by, yeah, but to the proper Christ. Okay? Yeah. You want that. And that's for sure. Right. But so that they may believe, which is something that in the red letter editions of Bibles, that's if you can see red. you know, but yes, those, I don't have a red letter, but I've read enough of the red letters. Yes, I've opened quite a few books in my life, including versions of scripture, Holy Scripture. And it's it's going to be okay whether you pass away or you don't. Right? It's sometimes you get wrecked up. Sometimes it's hard when you had this bright future and all this ahead of you, and then like, yeah, somehow you get wrecked up. Accident, you, someone else, you know, the fates, whatever anybody wants to call it. But there's some in the US who need to quit pushing your fate shit on me. Okay? No, 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 no. Yeah, I wasn't trying to break into the entertainment industry. I've been like on the side. I've done some, I've been in the truck. I've done some, even had my own little, right? Okay. The reason that I have approached anything that has to do with me singing the way I did was because it was just like, well, I know myself really well. And yeah, I've been around some drunken slobs who basically just think that guitar is the extension of their penis. So, or right, dreadnought is, yes, it is the feminine form. Yes, that's why dreadnought. There are some who prefer it. Yep. Uh-huh. Oh well, we don't really want to tell anybody. Ooh, what? One, two. What? What? No way. So I don't know what I saw. It was not a journey that I was particularly interested in, but a journey nonetheless. I'm sure there are lessons in it, even if it wasn't supposed to be me that happened to. But no, what everyone needs to understand is it is a simple matter. It's just The Holy Lord Father God's the one who needs to, yeah, get this perfected. You understand? Not a mistake. Right. Not a mistake. So I was not the individual who was paranoid about much of anything. Okay. But right, somebody opened me and shouldn't have. Yep. Okay. So no accusations. This is not one of those kind of situations because there's so much to consider that the only way that it could really be seen in its full and whole would be, yes, in the highest of holies. And so, no, I wasn't really, all into calling people out. I saw it was just for fun, but there's exactly, this is what I'm saying is, well, magically speaking, certain different orders, well, the same body, just, right, not the same, right, because, sometimes get the magic hand, right? Yeah. And there are cases where if you are very much pagan minded in a certain way and you practice a certain type of witchcraft, some people, it does have a couple different names. You see what I'm saying? So earth name, okay, so that's why sometimes confusion happens, and sometimes people aren't anywhere near that level yet, no matter what their physical age. So it's not this is not a question of that kind of thing. Okay. So um it makes sense that rumors of war. Okay. I'm not I gotta be honest and say I haven't been spending a lot of time recently in other texts that others, okay, they can all be holy. Do you understand? All right. um but it is just too difficult for one single human to even be able to, yes, fathom even, you know a third of what happens on earth even. Yeah, just one. Yeah, but there are people who do, and they do it because there are people who do things behind everybody's scenes. You understand? Hmm. And everybody's got somebody behind their scenes, right? Because it's three-dimensional, but then four-dimensional, and yeah, geometry. I got past all that already, everybody. So yeah, I'm not a novice, but yeah, I can't be teaching anyone right now either, except for, yes, anyone sent to me specifically, okay, by mm, God, yes, the Holy Lord, the original Holy Lord Father, right? Hmm. So, okay, everyone, I'm in 12, 27, 22, and know that even if I pass away, that's okay. But anyone who took it upon yourselves to inflict extra pain or extra, or I'll get you for this, that cannot be the Holy Christ. So that should help adults who have trouble discerning. Okay. Hmm. That cannot be the Holy Christ. Okay. Right. It is a simplified. I will happily, if I have any way of communicating out anywhere, simplify. Gladly. No, I don't agree that this life is meant for suffering necessarily. You understand? But for how that gets measured, however, is very dependent on the person. So it's not, there's no measurement for that. You understand? That is very hard to quantify. And so when things are very, very hard to quantify, then yes, okay, the mathematicians and the scientists and the, yes, you do need those who understand words and word precision, not perfect people. Some people, yes, they've written songs and you're just like, precision. I've done it once. Once I did it, just once. Once. Yeah, once. Right? Let's just came out perfection. I still love that song. And that was done like when I was in my early 20s. Yeah. That's when you're like, yeah, all right. It all just came together. Right. Okay. So musicians can get all, yeah, right. I understand this. I was like a little bit loopy for a little while because it just was just perfection. It just came out that way. Okay. And I was with someone else. So, I mean, we just happened to be right on it together. And she even was like, I love it when this happens. Yeah, no shit. Yeah. Let's just keep going. Yeah. So, okay. But some of it might be crap. But here's the thing. All right. It's probably not crap. Right. It's just, okay. Keep this one. All right. Now, yeah, for me, because of certain things, I've had to memorize all of it. But I have, yes, well, I have stuff online, and there's a few things that have been saved. I just need to recover and find them, and I haven't really had a chance. But I got evicted, so all my shit got thrown on the street. The fucking vampires and yes, pesky, annoying. Right, crows and ravens enjoyed all that. But you see, when you give all of your possessions to the Holy Christ, then, right, they can only go to someone else in the Holy Christ. Okay? So I can only give this warning. I know someone is 100% genuine male who's communicating with me. And so I'm just going to say, for those through the spirit or, okay, maybe telepathy, you understand? All right. I cannot do any kind of experiments, and so this is why, okay, this is another reason why having from the Holy Lord Father God, no matter who you are, yes, your holy armor, okay, yeah, okay. I just got in the habit of calling goalie masks because they're not masks anymore. Yes, they used to be. Um, but helmets, yeah, buckets. I just started calling him a bucket. Well, because I could carry stuff in it like a bucket. Yeah, I'm like, I can carry stuff in it. So I just started calling him a bucket. You give me my bucket. Always wear your bucket when the puck is in play, people, or whatever else. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Anyway, um, it does. It works like a bucket. You can use it, carry all your little stuff in. Yeah, like my little bucket. Uh, so I do not have any hockey gear anymore. But the reason I don't is I will have things, but when I move, I try and go through things. And um, anything that I had, some of it gone with eviction, but I do sometimes if it's just sitting for a longer period of time, and I might Yeah, I will sometimes either like sell it for cheap for somebody who's like, yes, I've been in that situation. Like, yeah, I'll sell things for much lower than they're worth because it's like, yeah, give somebody that doesn't have a lot of money a chance anyway of getting, some better quality equipment. I I can't really even afford the gas to get to you. Kind of. I mean, I'll even sometimes give stuff away for free that way. But yes, the last bit that I had went to um, play it against sports. Yeah, um, like they'll buy back things. Yeah, so but I just traded it for yeah, I basically just traded it for a couple other things. But here's a goalie tip, okay? And this is if you're attendee, a netminder, a goalkeeper, goaler, whatever it is, the one who protects the line. You know what I'm saying? Right. Mm-hmm. Some don't have nets. It's just a line, two rocks. Right. Some of us have done it that way. Yeah, right. But okay, if you really know that's for you, all right, start making absolutely sure that you start focusing on cardio and good nutrition. And even if you're really, really poor, though, do not be discouraged. Okay? I've spent time being really, really poor. And so I know sometimes how things work. And yes, I know what loss leaders are. I know some things about business simply because when you're poor, if you aren't smart and creative, you basically don't get shit sometimes in this life. And that's just not right. I don't agree with that. Right. So F money sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Yes. Right. There have been times when, you know, I had a little bit extra my senior year at Towson University. And uh I'd gotten an institutional grant, which most of it I used just to take other people with me on my I was doing right the 4 year college. They didn't have a PhD program. So I basically did the master's and PhD all in one shot. So I was already PhD animal behavior by the time I walked out of it. They just didn't have the program, so a piece of paper don't always need. You see, right? Sometimes you don't. But a lot of people who could, I don't know, vouch for me or say they're deceased. Hmm. Yeah, yes, like resume style CV, they're deceased. But some of them, though, I do have copies of things that but they were all men that I got recommendations from. Yeah, written recommendations. Mostly because sometimes it doesn't really matter as long as there's someone there to take care of it. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. All right. So some people are more cooperative than others in the workplace, no matter what you do. And so some organizations will start looking for certain qualities and traits. And that's right. Sometimes I'll give you the Myers Briggs. But these days, well, just for consistency, if I got anybody's Meyer Briggs numbers, I would use the Keirsey. Okay, Keirsey, I think, to interpret them. I just to be consistent. I don't ever look at any other kind of right. I use the Keirsey. Okay. Consistency in research and information is a good idea. So if I were to ever look at any Myers-Briggs numbers, and you get a collection of 4 letters, so, but sometimes it can change, and it's true. So I would say that U.S. educational and medical and childcare and healthcare, human care, which is everyone, yeah, pretty much, like having uh sorry everybody, I got another tooth that's going to um, that's what I was saying, because of some, I don't put pressure on like Congress or, but I will write to the governor's office sometimes. hmm I When I lived in Baltimore County, yeah, I could walk across the street and be in West Baltimore. So if anybody knows that part of what, Edmondson or whatever it is, I can't even remember. I've moved around, but Cherrydale was where I was. I mean, I don't give a shit, gangsters. Right, you little gangsters? I'll chase crazy lady, chase them all around. Like, dude, where, you're making your grandma sad. Where's your pops? You know what I'm saying, everybody? You do that, because it's the right thing to do. Right, you're an adult, No, it ain't working. Shot, get the fuck out of here. What are you jumping in? Okay, well, I'm gonna jump in with you. Take me to your leader. Is how I felt about it. You know what I'm trying to say, gangsters? Yeah, a lot of you hurt. A lot of you misjudged. A lot of you beaten down. A lot of you feeling like the world is on your shoulder, and this just isn't. And really, don't be killing each other off, man. That's stupid. hmm Yeah, well, then all become one gigantic gang. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Trade stuff. You volunteer around your own stuff. You know what I'm saying? No, it's not all idealistic. It's fucking 100% possible. Especially if there's any gangsters who love, Jesus. We'll see what I'm getting at. Right. I mean, it doesn't always look pretty when it comes to the Holy Christ, everybody. You're not going to get that. Oh, everything. No, you aren't. He's going to put some stuff in your way. He's going to put people in your life that, but it helps both. Exactly. Christ the Antichrist. It helps both. It's a win-win. Okay, everybody? Don't worry about it. Then there will be a lot of paranormal investigators who will likely soon just be hanging it up, which would be wise. Especially those who spend a lot of time listening to EVPs. For your mental health, please, please stop. Here's the thing. Sometimes people who, you get just driven, get obsessed, you get burr, and then you get pulled, and those kind of people are hard sometimes to, like, say with words. You see what I'm saying? Right. So, if there are other paranormal investigators out there who, right, I mean, you really need to be like truthfully centered. Truthfully centered. All right. But Some people are not going to use that name. They're not going to say Jesus Center. Okay. Right. And there's some people aren't going to come to, the knowledge of the understanding for a little while that Jesus, yeah, the Holy Christ is the truth. Just let them keep heading for truth. And so I would like other clergy. Will you just trust God and let me be? I know exactly what I'm doing. Right. But yes, I get overloaded because somebody, yes, so I'm blameless. Nobody can complain about me because it had nothing to do with that. It had nothing to do with me. It was all about, right, the Holy Christ. When it comes to the New Testament. All right. Some mysteries aren't really mysteries. It's just, yes, it's how you go about searching for information, everyone. Okay. So this is why librarians are very, 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 very helpful. And yeah, librarians don't usually get paid a lot of money. But there are people who probably would be. I would probably be a good librarian, I gotta be honest. But the kind of libraries that I deal with are usually more sensitive kind of information. Yeah. So, I'm more careful than most average Americans about certain things just because, unfortunately, there are those who get convinced that they need to show their prowess by being extra clever. And look at all this. Well, here's the only other thing that I can say about any kind of government contracting is that I did, unfortunately, Circo NA. Right? What? England kept getting in my business. Like, I don't work in England. No. Circo, you pissed me off. Any of you Circo friendly, get the fuck away from me. My personal sensitive data already, right, at a MEPS, military enlistment processing station, right? So no, I'm not lying to you, am I? No, I forget somewhere, you know. But I let that go. State Department, okay? This, on the other hand, needs to be handled immediately today. Well, someone seems to think I'm their assistant or their secretary. I don't know. But if it isn't the Christ Jesus, okay, right, you can't do that without asking God through Christ. Okay? But simplify, 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 everybody. Okay? Now, this one is for those who have had brain damage or you really just got hit with, like, I don't know, horrible news and just reeling. And it's okay if they go zombie. You understand? It's not the Holy Christ making zombies, but it's okay if he covers them and lets them just be zombies because he knows what they can handle. Okay? A lot of you don't. And a lot of you who try to read me, good luck. The only one would be, yes, the one who has the ability to open and see the book of life, okay, which is a real, actual book. And there are times when the book is open, and there are times when the book is closed. Okay. So some will processes will differ. And so all the screaming memes bitching about people going to hell, I think that they should be checked again. This time by the right one, though. Yeah. I wasn't playing mysterious games, and I really did not have time to be doing anybody else's work. And all I can say is that I did want the AMA, American Medical Association, anyway, and the APA. Okay. The DSM, there's case studies there. It's good to look through. Okay. But there are too many who kind of got brain trained to see only through that lens. Okay. And so you do that, you got to know that then there has to be other perspectives other than just yours when it comes to counseling a single human or helping a single human, head toward their highest potential on this earth in this life. You understand? Okay. So I had I've had to change priorities very, very quickly. And for me, I have gotten used to, my health and other sorts of things. Right. And also crappy fucking witchcraft, which is just unnecessary. Oh no, I get this. Yes, the casters of witch. No, I'm not gonna necromance, but yeah, the Holy Christ can handle that part. See what I'm saying? Right. So I don't just go, flame and piss and vinegar all over one particular kind of human because one of them, looked at me funny, which is why, right, no single human will ever possess that kind of power. Ever. So yeah, the Holy Lord Father God does love us, even if you don't know him. Okay? But it does say in scripture that, right, in the New Testament, toward the end, in Revelation, which is plural, not. See what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to put it in that way. Yep, plural, it is not. No. Everyone, you can actually prove what I'm saying by looking at scripture. I mean, I don't have everything memorized, but I've been through it many, many times. Well, John, yes, the one who of Patmos. Right. Well, there was only one John then. Okay. Right. So you need to see John. But yes, if two Johns became, it was John of Patmos. That's where, yes. So, yes, he did ministry before Jesus did. Okay. But he knew, he was saving it all up for the one. So he water baptized Jesus. And yeah. Okay. Jesus, the man, the little boy, right? Son of a carpenter, had a skilled trade of carpentry. Wood is good. Almost all the time temporary, except for one condition. So I'm not trying to solve a bunch of mysteries with people. I gotta be honest. The the one thing I can say about being, growing up on Earth is I'm more than willing to let that old stupid crap just die and burn off. No, we don't get that open about ancient bullshit. I know, that's the point. That's why sometimes nobody gets access to certain things, because you just take it the wrong way. Okay? So I'm a scientist. So you gotta understand, I'm going to think empirically about certain things. I'm going to think, yes, normal, regular Earth science about certain things. But the reason I do that is because, like, well, it can't be any of these kind of systems on Earth that would do that. You understand? Right. So, you know, I will test and test and test until there's just no doubt. All right. Absolutely. But I was reading scripture, and I'm not going to discuss anything further about any of that. Anybody wants to know, no, you got to come talk to me personally. And I still, equipment and gear, I don't know. I mean, I think that probably some of the gear that paranormal researchers use, yeah, likely you would get some kind of activity. You see what I'm saying? I mean, you get something. Okay. But I need everybody to understand that it is best to concentrate on knowing that you are protected. However, do not assign a name to that. You understand? You're protected by a love. Let's just call it that. Right? Love protects us. Okay? But if you notice any, you know, people who are paranormal, they claim to be, or whatever, I did go out of my way to, yes, get certified. Okay? Only because certain instances with children can sometimes get a little tricky. So I can discern some of that really well. And I can tell sometimes, okay, human adult being an asshole shitbird to child, or child's been coached, right? Or child has gifts. You understand? Right. It's not always bad news. All right. It's not always bad news. So that would be the only thing that I would, yeah, consult with. But I can't distance consult because of some other situation. Causes me a great deal of harm, and that's not right. So I need rides places. So, but anybody knows anybody who's just doesn't take a break from it and doesn't, you know, starts to just go a little too far in, will just freaking stage an intervention. All right. That's something that, you know, some people will start investigating things, and yeah, and EVPs can be an issue for people constantly trying to, yeah. It's not that you're misled and you could be actually onto something. It's simply, yeah, you want to make sure that there are other people who know. Okay. Right. And so you do want to kind of try and talk to a community that would have more information about that, because you can save yourselves just a lot of trouble. And some of it is, you consider, you have to consider demons anyway, because people can mean demons like character flaws, okay, or demons like I got some kind of entity in them. Yes. Going to rip your head off. All right. You see what I'm saying? Like some people, that's, yeah, you kind of, don't tell me it can't happen though. Well, I would say that maybe some people in Florida need a demonstration. Just to make sure they understand what I mean. Okay? No. Let me get my good promises and receive them, but they are not just for me. So, okay, my soon to be hubby needs to know, oh no, I've been praying for you for years. And while you've been having a good old fucking time, man. So let's not play any catfish games with me, anybody. Anybody's attempting something, be careful. You will get caught. Okay? Right. Anyway, I thought I was just going to do a diary, but that's why I start talking. You understand? This is why I start doing it. Some people may not want to do it live. Okay? I get that. You may not want to share it with anybody. But yes, you can. Also, if you don't have a mirror in your house, you're one of those. You need to see, like, if you got eye boogies. Yeah, you can use your computer. Sloppy, dirty men who don't have it in them shouldn't be in it. Don't you think? Right. Oh, yeah, you can put me in any kitchen. I'd be fine. All right. But I'm not looking to work in a kitchen, am I? Oh, that's kind of an insult. And you're also then wasting a ridiculous amount of human potential, which you need. Right. But no, I'm not one of the ones supposed to be all sex free. No, I'm a female. Easy. I'll just tell you. Simple. Simple to tell the difference. Don't worry. Yes. Also, right. Oh, no. I don't do celibate. So whoever has put that in motion, pray I never ever find you right now. Okay? But well, I have friends too. Some of them like me. Some of them know I'm a little bit goofy. But I also put on my I say here, like these are like field notes like that. See what I'm saying? Some people may have difficulty writing. Okay. That's started to become an issue for me. So that's another reason that instead of like a journal, all right, I have talkie thing. Yeah. Um, a lot of stuff got tossed out when I got evicted. So I use what I have, and this is very efficient. Anybody who wants to talk to me can just talk to me there or leave comments. I leave comments open. Any scientific thoughts about any familiar issues, anybody left-handed path wants to like share perspective, you know, all right. Everyone needs to understand I'm okay with both right hand and left hand. Okay? But there's some people like to do things and like say, uh, yeah, I don't know, but the correct way in scripture to say something is yes, man on the right, woman on the left. It's not about your belief systems. It's just a true statement. So there are a lot of people twisting a lot of people's words. And that is something that you really want to be careful about when you are speaking about the Holy Bible. So you say I can paraphrase, okay, but if you do not interpret that right when you paraphrase, then you are misleading people. And oh, I've been falsely accused of things so much that it's just all right. Yeah. Okay, God. Yes, now I would like to. Yeah. Now I would like to act, not pretend. Right. Now, yeah, I feel like taking over the media. Mm. Well, here's the thing. Also, people just remember this, right? Yeah, Vladimir Putin, yes, has accepted Jesus. Hmm. Right. So some of this is getting resolved. And yes, a smaller new kingdom can be born. Right? It's gets a little complex sometimes when writing, getting, and doing. Just please, everyone, try not to do things through me. I know that recently I asked for some help, and those who I asked, it's like, don't always worry about what words I'm saying sometimes because I asked quite a few to help me. Mostly also to introduce myself to say, well, I can dim myself. I mean, I can make things comfortable and easy. I'm right. This I did a transfer, but then yeah, someone went out of turn, and screwed up things, and it caused me harm. And so it's just yes, getting that undone. Right. Um, and some of it I needed to keep. Okay. So yes, my mind is compartmentalized, and I'm grateful that it is. But I don't need my mind reordered. It was in perfect order. So it's going to go back into perfect order now. Okay. But of course, I want to get married. Whoa, yay! I know. Whoa, geez, exactly. I am human and I need to be loved just like everybody else does. Okay, people? All right, you getting this? Okay. All humankind needs physical touch. There are a lot of little children that do not get proper stimulation. Okay. Well, you see, you can get them in out of the mud. You can put them in buildings. You can make them wear clothes. You understand? You can do all these, but you cannot, right? Change how they're meant to be, no matter how hard. If you try, it kills them. So, right. Here's the problem. I know, and then some, yes, there are some who will take care of certain, yes, like village and yeah, all these things. I mean, it happens like in places where there's like 12 people, and it's right, you know. Um, I can understand the pull to just go and live in the woods and just deal with whatever the elements provide, you know. But I've never gotten that bad off where I had to go that far away. So, yeah, these are a lot of people, right? Alaska, and there's a lot of broken hearts, souls, minds, and other things, right? That's usually what ends up happening. But anyone who is a caregiver or just likes people or just has a little bit extra time or has, already paid your bills, you're not in debt, you got like money for 7 generations, that kind of, right? The importance of hygiene. And so those of you who are looking in the desert, like there's no water in the desert, I'm like, are you sure about that? Sure, there's absolutely no water anywhere in the desert? Sure about that? Well, here, satellites and things like that, the overhead and looking down, yes, much easier to find. Well, that's what I'm saying is like how much ice sheet is covered by Earth. That could be the case too. Um, yeah, I mean, it could be ice sheet that, yes, is then covered by Earth. That's the point. To those who, don't want to look at certain things. Well, and so Mount Ararat, okay, here's the thing about Mount Ararat. I wasn't reading anything like that from Mount Ararat or any photos. I don't think that's the ark. However, if you think about it, after, let's just say, after the ark maybe parked there in the water, okay, may not have been moored, I don't know, okay, but if you think about it earthwise, I mean, you can kind of understand. Then the waters receded. Well, when waters recede, then there's a boat. Like you can see it happen in canals. So, yes, locking. Yeah. Then the boat is gonna start going down and settle somewhere. Okay, so that's the way that an earth scientist, geological kind of, yeah, viewpoint would be. Getting a little tired of the alarmists. It's like, well, maybe you guys got to have the alarm on all the time. Everything's an emergency for some people, and I get tired of it. Just can't anymore. You know, I don't need huge accolades. It's nice to be recognized for something, of course. It's nice when people say they appreciate you, but everything's being price checked, everyone. So if you're aiming whatever issue you have at me, little Creasesinger, I know I can do some damage, but I don't. Yes, like I know I'm a little girl. Well, don't do asshole things and try and hurt children, and then maybe it'd be much nicer. And the elderly, some of them, no, they don't know what they're doing and they need help. Right. A lot of them get paranoid. Yes. So I was aware of certain things about dementia and, early onset Alzheimer's because my mother's genetic female line all had some type of um, dementia. And I think my mom, she stroked out and it started showing in the way she was walking. And yeah, it's trying to get her, trying to get her to understand that she needed to, like, be honest with the doctor instead of, mm-hmm, everything's wonderful and fun. No, oh, it isn't. But then yeah, that's my point. It's like a regular family doctor is dealing with, and he's just like, and I'm just like, okay, no, you need to tell the truth, mom. And the reaction by this untrained individual was, I sense so much hostility, and I'm just like, It's not coming from me, sir. No. You you don't go lying to your doctor, because then your doctor is going on information that is completely fucking false and useless, and may give you the wrong fucking treatment. So there was no hostility coming out of me at all. Right. I wanted my mom to be, a little more realistic about, like, well, nothing, not really. Okay. Okay. Right. That doesn't make me a bad daughter. Okay. I get totally vilified for being a good daughter and a decent family member by other people who don't know anything about life or me or the world, and who think they're already, oh, this world is so boring, I want to leave it. Well, then let me help you. Everybody who wants to leave it, put your name on a fucking list and we'll handle it for you. Okay? That's how I feel. Here's something, though. Anything that I have stated, okay, in plain, clear English or in any way, is educational. I do possess a doctorate. I've done postdoc. I'm a trainer. So that also makes me education based sometimes. So anything that anyone wants to cut out or clip or use for free, okay, if you have something to say to somebody and you don't know how to say it, okay, great. You can use this, anything that's on my YouTube, all right? And if you video edit or you just point when, yes, when I say something, okay? So here's something that can help with individuals. You can make little modules that says yes and no, okay? Now, I'm not talking about paranormal answering of other entities. I'm talking about those who have trouble communicating. Well, yes, with the eyes, that one's been known for a while, but some people have issues even with their eyes, and their eyes are hard to track. It could be one, like, yes, blind, it could be injury, it could be puffiness. Yeah. So sometimes, yep, it's hard to track, but can computer, yes. Boom, boom. No, boom, boom. Now, the reason why it doesn't look like I'm touching it here, right, is because of the way the camera works, but touchscreen. But it doesn't necessarily need to be a touchscreen. They can point. Cold, hot, cold, hot. You can do this pretty much anywhere on Earth. You don't need tech for it. No, no. Some people use tiles. Um, so there are ways to communicate. Okay, even if your voice is not available to you, or some part of your body is not working exactly the way you need it to. But um, some of this can be used. People who are just they don't want to speak up because, a lot of times people speak up and they say something that's truthful and honest, and they get, like, right, yeah, the bullshit. You're the Judas. Prick. Oh, no, Jesus really does matter more than how I feel about that. But you understand, it can happen. Yes, well, St. Thomas. So people will call them Gnostic Gospels. The Nag Hammadi Library has everything to do with the Holy Christ. So I have no idea what people online. Well, we were taught not to, learn anything about other. Well, why? Who? Who said that? Where? Where? Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. Is if no one can get into that garden, then we just need to catch up all the stragglers. What happens after first death? I have no idea. I'll never know. So I wasn't asking. Some people are too curious about certain things, but no, plenty of mysteries left for the kids. Some generations, yes. Well, yeah, the millennials are about to find out a hard lesson. So just beware. Yes, maturity level. Yes, gravity has been added to your situation. Yeah. Anyway, so anybody wants to use this for educational purposes, or because you don't know how to say something to somebody, or you have problems getting things out in plain simple terms, you can use that as well. You can use these. Music with lyrics. Sometimes music without lyrics tells the story, right? You can just feel it. It's like the mold owl, right? Yeah. Yeah. It's a classical music that's long lasting still to this day. But my dad would describe it as the river. Like at the beginning, it's just a little creek, right? Just a little tiny creek, a little bit bubbly. But then, like, it opens up to like a bit more bigger creek, and so then it's rushing a little bit more and collecting, blah blah. And then it opens up to really big river. It's a bam, yeah. So that music describes water, a certain river, the Moldau, as it moves. Living water. Okay, that's what living water is. There are plenty who have no idea about the terminology. So all of you screaming and yelling and shouting down people need to check yourselves now. Yeah, see, the thing is, I won't walk around in a world, that, they know not what they do. Yeah, I'm not looking for utopian. I'm just saying some of this does get slowed down a little bit because, right, everybody's getting Jesus checked, whether you like it or not. But that's Jesus, and it's not like, yes, nobody's supposed to be. Humans are not meant for that kind of containment. So, no, 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 no. Angelic containment is different from human. The way he handles angels is different from the way he handles humans. People need to stop anthropomorphizing angels right now. Yes. Okay. Jane Goodall anthropomorphizing, yes, the chimpanzees helps us understand just the world in general better, right? Natural world. It's not the same here. It needs to stop. Somebody may be trying to build the future and you're putting it out there, but it is absolutely wrong, everybody. And most of you, that I'm 50 years old and I'm supposed to get married in my early 20s, right? You see what I'm trying to say? So I don't care about some fucking line somebody's standing in. Okay? So my right soon to be hubby better arrive to me soon, or this whole planet loses its protection. Right? I'm the one who gets the reparations before anybody else can get anything else. You see what I'm saying? Right. No, this has not been enjoyable, and yeah. I hope I see most of you never again. Some of you, you're fine. You're fine, I'm good. I'm done. No, I'm a human being with, yep. And anyone trying to communicate to me, well, God doesn't want, yeah, God doesn't really want you to masturbate. Well, then God better give me a mercy husband. Thanks. Right. So all the little ones and all the little, yeah, y'all gotta go now. Thank you, though. Yeah, I don't need help from the fairies. Any kind of fairies. Okay. Yeah. Because of this, I'm so grieved. I just absolutely refuse to marry American. Be heroes here, and before you go be heroes for somebody fucking else is basically what I'm getting across. None of this is high minded at all. And I'm not looking for, deep, hard hitting bullshit I can spread about people I don't know. Those kind of people should not be journalists, I'll tell you that. No, my life isn't a game. So you lose if that's what you thought. But I need emergency angelic assistance right now. And so, right, the command to Michael, Archangel, is, yeah, don't worry about anybody else. Yeah, you don't have to. Yep. Just me, Michael. Right. And my soon to be hubby. That's it. Everybody else. Dude, no. I don't give a crap who laid their fucking head down on me, right? Well, somebody did it. And I'll say, I don't really care what any of you are doing in your dens of iniquity. You understand? Oh, no way. No. No, 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 no. I don't put up with certain things. And there are reasons for that. A lot of times it's to save, right, lives. I'm going to get my emergency reveals. No one can remain hidden and anonymous to me. It is done, and I shall know immediately. And I need some actual another human being in my space with me before I can do anything. But you fucked with my fucking money and my life inappropriately. So now I can't be very helpful to you. That's a lesson that has to be learned here because apparently God uses everybody, whether appropriately or not. So I'm really getting fucking tired of all the bullshit rhetoric, lies. None of it is sexy or romantic in any way at all. And it certainly isn't a way to go about getting a woman and keeping a good woman. a quality woman, a woman with class. Keep chasing the hussies, fucker. Just wish there were actual real gentlemen somewhere near me. That's all I'm saying. Take care.